It's an ordinary package of breath mints. You can get them anywhere. Still.
What?
Just as I thought. These aren't
What's your
mints.
druggie?
Everyone's a druggie in this game, remember? Even Sam.
Drugs?
These markings seem to indicate that this medication was produced for a pharmacy.
We should hire
Might be
Sam.
able to
Take him
ask
away
the
from that
little guy
hobo.
to
There you
find
go.
out just what it
Gonna
is.
work for the team. Sniff out some cocaine in the walls of guys' houses that were set on fire.
We'll
Makes-
decrease your time in the... Yeah, just said you.
Okay, it's okay, I just wasn't. We'll decrease your sentence as a doctor.
Huh,
Dr.
all right.
Kimishima, we
I
found
It's easy to
something.
sympathize with him. Sounds like a case of wrong.
I see.
Please do.
I need to pay careful attention to his account. What Veronica was doing prior to being hit, and what the driver did afterward. That's what I should be sure to listen for.
Turn the phone. Oh, you know what? Maybe the recording I heard at the end was like the screech of the car or something. That's why I thought it wasn't English. It's the new guy.
What do you want? I didn't do anything. I don't know. A woman. That woman. It's not my fault. I was supposed to drive a shipment to a nearby town. Damn it, they forced
Is that
me
the
to do
pizza
it.
place from one of those
Hell,
cutscenes in
someone
the
be
beginning of the
sleeping
game?
in the middle of a mountain road at midnight. It's not my fault. It's not my
What was the
fault.
subject?
I turned
Veronica
the
before the
corner,
accident.
and she was lying on the bridge.
She was sleeping on the bridge? This seems a little odd. If this man was telling the truth, then the victim had already collapsed there from the start. It doesn't seem like... What in the...
He's got the second one. What did you do afterwards, fat guy?
I turned a corner, and she was lying on the bridge. I slammed on the brakes, but well, I wasn't fast enough, and I ran her over. I got out of the truck to see, and she wasn't breathing. I panicked, and
What?
He threw the victim's body over the bridge.
What? What the
This means that
fuck?
the victim wasn't knocked off.
He seemed like a normal guy who wouldn't
I
face
don't know
any
what's
charges
going on,
until
but-
then. He's like, I freaked out, man, and I just threw the chick over. With the earring, with the earring.
I see there's blood on it. Also, this metal fitting seems warped.
That doesn't seem to be...
The bloodstain.
It's not on the ornament. It's on the needle part that goes through the ear. If there's blood there that matches the victim, then the earring will...
Ripped out. Gross.
He
Veronica
was
stabbed
hit by a
herself.
vehicle.
The earring was hit by a vehicle, started bleeding.
If that's the case, but what could happen that would cause an earring to be torn off?
I don't know yet. Still, I think this information may lead... True. The victim was deceased.
True,
and the
both of
other
these
one was
are the
discovered in
same
her
type
room.
of
Normally,
earrings.
if someone had an earring torn off to the point that it caught, they would have to realize that something was wrong. Still, the victim was on a bridge 8 kilometers away from her home. What this shows is that...
She did it all the time.
Shit all the time. Going out in the town, just ripping earrings out of her ear. Yes, gold already. We can finish this today, dude.
Solid.
That's right. She was probably... That could explain how one of the earrings was left in the room. But
Toothpick.
why would whoever abducted her leave her on a bridge 8 kilometers away? I feel like there's a lot of truth that remains to be uncovered.
Is that a hint that we're not going to finish this?
Kimishima,
Good.
it looks that way. The report indicates that the fractures to the femurs and skull, they were all posthumous injuries.
So these wounds were inflicted after she died.
Yes, that's what the report said.
Oh. Got that guy's face on it, both of them. Just...
If I were to sum up the driver's...
Yeah, line trap.
Right. And after he ran...
He's such an idiot.
Yes. Little guy, what's...
He's already admitted to killing her.
would he lie about that?
Indeed. His account coincides with the evidence I had found as well.
Huh? What evidence?
Well, if she had been standing when she was hit by the truck, the fractures to her bones would have indicated a strong impact from one certain direction. In this case, nothing of that sort was observed.
I see. What about the shattered skull, then?
The skull fractures are consistent with a strong impact to the top of the head. It would be unnatural for it to have been due to a car accident. Considering what happened to the victim, it can be deduced that something else caused that fracture.
The fall from the bridge.
Yeah,
That
probably,
is,
She's thrown off the bridge.
yes. If she was unconscious when she fell from the
I can't believe
fracture
this
due
game
to
is
an
so
impact at the
serious and
top of the skulls.
practical,
I see. You're
and
right,
yet at the
that
same
does
time
make more
they're
sense.
teleporting
Yes.
butlers,
However, that raises questions
Captain
about the
Eagle,
victim.
Do not question it! Do not question the trauma
ninjas,
team!
like what
Why
is...
in the world was this woman so far from home?
It's such a
And why
unique
would she be
blend
lying in the
of
middle of a bridge
serious
in the mountains
and
at that time?
That's a valid point.
WTF, mate.
I'm a doctor,
There's
damn it!
still
Sure.
mysteries left unsolved
I'm a
here.
ninja, not a doctor.
Indeed.
Indeed. Truck driver has evolved to level 2. Oh.
Oh, Dr. Kimishima, we were able...
Good job.
Yes, there were records that the parents had been going to. Let's see, it looks like they'd started being frequent.
How many times is frequent?
Oh, we didn't check every detail, but it was several times, ending about a month ago.
Bum bum bum.
The hospital staff seemed worried since many of the injuries seemed to be signs of abuse.
Did they tell the doctors who had been physically assaulting them?
No, they didn't. However, some of their injuries were quite severe. The mother seemed to have suffered some visual impediments due to a wound on her eye.
I see. Further invest.
So is it the bitchy girl?
I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they would have introduced some other character by now if it was going to be one of them. Like, oh, it's her uncle!
Skull,
Like,
but
no,
we've
it's not gonna
confirmed
happen.
from those facts.
So when the accident occurred, Veronica was... golden.
Solid!
Yes. That means that the driver.
Then does that mean that she was murdered and then had her corpse dumped on that bridge?
I
Does
don't
that
know
mean
just
she
yet.
was murdered?
She was murdered!
Murdered!
Hey, little guy.
Yes, of course.
That's right. It looks like.
Who knows? I'd suspect that this would have to be prescribed by a doctor.
I see. It was the victim suffering from. If our analysis continues, we may find something.
We also found some doggy treats in her pocket, which would explain why Sam was sniffing there. Can you give the parents to Yosuke? Did you just do that, or give anything to Yosuke?
Can you do something for?
Oh, sure.
Fine.
I just need to know
I mean,
if this.
fine, I'll leave.
Take a look at this area here. You can see where it started healing.
Great. I thought as much.
Well,
There's no knowing yet, but I do know now that.
there's no knowing yet, but I know. Yeah, what is with that? Alright, exit. It might say something. Oh, really? No. It's not. Nothing new either. Alright. You know, again. How old's the hobo? I'm curious. Did you see?
I think it's like 24.
It's a young hobo.
Pre-mortem fracture.
It's hospital workers, unknown pathology. Prescribed medication. This needs investigating. That's a nice, way to think that. Oh! Got done
Did you find?
immediately.
Yes, we found which it says Veronica had been to the hospital a month prior to her death. Her symptoms were migraines, visual and auditory hallucinations, mood swings, and aggression. It also says she was vomiting blood and had convulsions, along with hemoptysis.
Convulsions?
Jesus, those are a
Vomiting
lot of
blood.
things.
Yes, that's what it says. The doctors urged her to have more detailed examination, but it seems that she had no intention of listening to them. In the end, she left the hospital and whatever disease she had went unconfirmed.
If only her doctor had forced her to be hospitalized.
It's just how things are these days. People really get concerned about strangers.
Let's continue with the investigation. Sorry for being emotional just now.
That was
In
emotional.
any case, we don't know what disease she had. Judging from her symptoms, it was something severe.
I agree.
You do that. It may give...
Just get a second pill. No.
Yes,
There you
we
go,
can put
vomiting
these two
blood.
facts. According to the chart from the
yeah,
hospital,
well,
the
that's
victim's
gross.
condition caused her
Very
because
gross.
she had continued to vomit blood after her hospital visit. That would explain the blood stains on her clothing.
Bam.
Yeah,
Yes.
4 plus 1 is
Thus,
2.
these blood stains were caused by the blood that she had vomited. First, the pathological changes. There's no knowing what disease she had. However, if this discoloration of the bones shows the existence of a focus, it's safe to assume that whatever disease she was suffering from was in an advanced state. The massive bloodstains on her clothes came from her vomiting blood. There aren't many conditions that cause that much hemorrhaging. From these 2 points alone, I conclude that she was already in terminal condition. Even if she hadn't been killed, she was already on the brink of death.
I see. I feel sorry for her. But if that's the case, then why?
Why was she kidnapped? I still have my doubts about that, actually. Did the murderer kidnap her? Or did that even happen?
What do you mean?
Whatever the case, she was definitely taken from her home before she died. The question now is what happened between the time she was taken until the car accident.
Right, I follow you.
Once
think
we
her
know that,
parents,
we should
like,
finally be able to see the real truth
She was a
behind this
super
case.
bitch and
Little
just
guy,
like
I'm going to
them
check the
and
victim's
crap,
room
like,
one
need
more
her
time.
Check the
parents.
victim's room once more.
And
I
yet,
thought you might want to, so I
Yeah,
have
maybe
a new tool
they-
ready for you.
Ooh.
it's called a shovel.
Someone's prepared. And what kind of present do you have for me?
It's not the most appropriate gift for a lady, but
Condom.
It's a dildo.
it's aluminum powder for
Oh.
finding fingerprints.
It's very
There's some
appropriate.
useful additions to the mixture.
Oh, great. I'm impressed.
I'm glad you like it. Spread the powder anywhere
he
that looks
totally likes it.
suspicious and shine your investigation.
I was gonna
light
say
on it.
though,
And that'll make any
maybe the
fingerprints
parents
stand
brought
out?
her out
Good
there
luck.
or something. Because they didn't report her missing. Let's just go check out the scene. We're running on an hour and 15 minutes here. If we can finish it up in 15, that'd be good. What does that help us look like?
It's like the spray, but it's powder.
Yeah, but what does that help us look for?
Fingerprints.
You telling me we can't find any fingerprints yet on any of these objects in her room that she's obviously touched?
Remember, I said use the alternate light source.
Oh, did it? Ah. That's usually not a good sign. Stuff like that.
So many. These are all the same fingerprints. It's likely they belong to
Oh god, she dragged herself.
Now, why would she leave so many fingerprints on the floor?
Wearing hand-shaped shoes.
Pushing off the walls in 0G. What? Woohoo!
Yes.
Check it out, Mom, Dad, I can make zero gravity. I'm a superhero. Shut the fuck up, Bonnie. I don't think you need to do it that thoroughly.
Well, guess what I do?
What is that?
The prints on the floor lead to the room's entrance. They're even under the mat. What's underneath the mat?